What if everything you knew about the wedding night was turned upside down? For the Amish, this night looks completely different from what most would expect. Their traditions break away from what's often portrayed in popular culture, leaving many wondering, why is their wedding night so unique? What truly happens behind closed doors might shock you. Let's uncover them now. Amish wedding traditions. In Amish communities, courtship is a deeply private and personal process, grounded in their commitment to modesty and humility. Unlike the elaborate displays of affection often celebrated in modern society, Amish couples maintain a quiet and understated approach to their budding romances. This discretion is not accidental, but rather a reflection of the values that shape every aspect of their lives. Young Amish men and women typically begin courting in their late teens or early 20s, often after their phase of exploration known as Rumspringa. Even during this time of limited interaction with the outside world, the focus remains firmly on family values, spiritual growth, and religious commitment. Courtship in Amish culture avoids grand announcements or dramatic public declarations. Instead, it unfolds quietly, with the couple spending time together at social gatherings, church functions, or other community events. There are no flamboyant gestures or displays. Rather, the relationship is nurtured subtly, away from the prying eyes of others. This approach aligns with the Amish principle of simplicity and the avoidance of behaviours that might be seen as prideful. By keeping their courtship low-key, couples allow their connection to grow naturally, free from external pressures or societal expectations. When an Amish couple decides to marry, the announcement is typically made just a few weeks before the wedding day. To those outside the community, this might seem abrupt, especially compared to the long engagements common in modern culture. However, this short timeline reflects the Amish preference for practicality and modesty. By limiting the announcement period, they minimize unnecessary attention and ensure the focus remains on the spiritual and communal significance of the union. By the time the engagement is publicly acknowledged, preparations for the wedding are already well underway, with both families and the broader community contributing to the arrangements. This seamless blend of personal discretion and collective effort highlights the Amish dedication to a life centered on faith, family, and unity. Amish wedding ceremonies are unique in their simplicity and are deeply rooted in faith. Traditionally, these ceremonies were held on Tuesdays or Thursdays in late fall, a practical choice made to coincide with the end of the harvest season. This timing ensured that families could gather for the celebration without the pressures of agricultural work. However, with the growth of Amish communities and the increasing number of couples seeking to wed, weddings are now held year-round. While the timing may have adapted to meet the needs of the community, the core principles and traditions of Amish weddings have remained unchanged. The ceremony itself is a modest affair, taking place in the bride's family home, or occasionally in another community member's home, if additional space is required. This choice of venue reflects the Amish commitment to simplicity and their preference for avoiding unnecessary extravagance. The atmosphere during the ceremony is one of solemnity and reverence, emphasizing the spiritual nature of the union. A bishop or minister presides, leading the congregation in prayers, hymns, and scriptural readings. These elements reinforce the couple's dedication not just to one another, but also to God and their faith community. A defining element of Amish weddings is the exchange of vows, which are not merely promises between the bride and groom, but also commitments to the church and the Amish way of life. The couple pledges to uphold the values and responsibilities prescribed by their faith, making the ceremony as much a communal affirmation as a personal milestone. Rings or other ornate symbols are noticeably absent, as they are considered unnecessary and potentially prideful. Instead, the ceremony's simplicity allows the focus to remain on the couple's spiritual devotion and the significance of the promises they make. The understated nature of Amish weddings highlights the purity and depth of their traditions, focusing on faith, humility, and shared values rather than material displays. This approach underscores the essence of their beliefs, ensuring that the occasion remains meaningful and true to their way of life. One of the most distinctive aspects of an Amish wedding is the grand feast that follows the ceremony. This is not merely a meal, but a communal celebration that involves the entire community, from preparation to execution. The scale of these feasts is impressive, often serving 200 to 300 guests, which include family members, friends, neighbours, and even English non-Amish acquaintances who may have been invited. The preparations for the wedding feast begin days in advance and involve a remarkable display of teamwork and coordination. Women from the community come together to help set up tables, prepare food, and organise the meal. This cooperative effort highlights the collective spirit of Amish life, where events like weddings are seen as opportunities to strengthen communal bonds. The bride herself plays a significant role in planning the feast, including selecting the colours for the table settings and the attire of the servers. The menu for an Amish wedding feast is a reflection of their culinary traditions, featuring hearty and wholesome dishes. Staples include fried chicken, mashed potatoes with gravy, and an array of vegetables and desserts, all prepared with care and attention. The food is often made in large quantities, with additional space set up in cooking tents to accommodate the preparation process. The simplicity and homely nature of the dishes mirror the values of the community, where sustenance is celebrated without extravagance. After the meal, the couple and their attendants often circulate among the guests, offering small tokens like candy baskets as a gesture of gratitude. This practice not only allows the newlyweds to personally connect with each guest, but also reinforces the sense of community that permeates Amish weddings. The evening concludes with a smaller meal, attended by a reduced group of family and close friends, bringing the day to a close in a more intimate and relaxed setting. Through courtship, the ceremony, and the feast, Amish weddings are a testament to their values of faith, simplicity, and community. Each tradition is a deliberate choice that reflects their commitment to living in harmony with their beliefs, offering a striking contrast to the often individualistic and extravagant celebrations common in modern culture. The Amish approach reminds us that the essence of a wedding lies not in its grandeur, but in the shared love and commitment it represents. The wedding night, a different approach. In Amish traditions, the wedding night is a stark departure from what many people outside their community might expect. Unlike the privacy and romantic focus that often mark this occasion in other cultures, the Amish wedding night is rooted in practicality. It's not about grand gestures or dramatic romanticism. Instead, it's about the couple beginning their life together with a grounded and communal approach. Typically, the newlyweds spend their first night at the bride's parents' home. This choice isn't seen as unusual or uncomfortable within the Amish community. In fact, it's entirely logical given their close-knit family structures and values. The arrangement ensures that the couple remains surrounded by the warmth and support of family as they transition into married life. It also reflects the Amish emphasis on modesty, keeping things simple, practical, and entirely devoid of ostentation. This communal setting for such an intimate milestone might feel unconventional to outsiders, but for the Amish, it represents a continuation of their daily lives. There is no expectation of extravagant displays of affection or elaborate private retreats. Instead, the focus is on the shared experience of integrating the couple into their new roles within the family and the broader community. In many ways, this practical approach lays the foundation for the values that will guide the couple throughout their marriage: cooperation, humility, and a commitment to family. One of the most symbolic aspects of Amish wedding traditions comes the morning after the wedding, when the couple begins their first full day as husband and wife. While the wedding night itself is understated, the first morning is a quiet but significant moment. Instead of retreating into their own world, the newlyweds take on shared responsibilities, such as washing clothes together. This task may seem mundane, but within Amish culture it carries deep symbolic weight. It represents the couple's commitment to working as a team and sharing the burdens of daily life. By starting their married life with a chore that emphasizes unity and collaboration, the couple is reminded that marriage is not just about personal fulfillment, but about building a life together, one task at a time. Washing clothes together also serves as a practical introduction to their new roles as a married couple. For many young Amish couples, marriage marks the beginning of their journey toward establishing a household and eventually a family. This shared activity is a simple but profound way to set the tone for their partnership. It's a small act, yet it encapsulates the Amish belief that a strong marriage is built on shared effort, mutual respect, and an unwavering sense of togetherness. The first morning duties also offer the newlyweds a moment of reflection. Away from the festivities of the previous day, they can quietly connect with each other while engaging in a task that, though ordinary, holds extraordinary meaning. It's an intimate and grounding way to begin their life together, rooted in simplicity, mutual care, and a shared sense of purpose. Adding a touch of humour and light-heartedness to the wedding night, Amish friends and family often engage in playful pranks. These acts are not intended to embarrass or discomfort the couple, but to celebrate the joyous occasion in a way that brings the community together. In fact, these pranks have become a cherished tradition, showcasing the camaraderie and strong bonds within Amish circles. One common prank involves moving the couple's bed to an unexpected location, such as a barn or a nearby field. Imagine waking up under the stars or surrounded by farm animals, a humorous and memorable start to married life. Another popular trick is to temporarily hide essential items like the washing machine, adding an extra challenge to the first morning's tasks. Sometimes friends might organise a serenade, gathering outside the couple's window to sing and play music well into the night, ensuring they don't get much sleep. While these antics might seem disruptive, they are all done in good fun. The pranks are a way for friends and peers to celebrate the couple's union while reinforcing the sense of community that is central to Amish life. They create moments of laughter and connection, reminding the newlyweds that they are supported by a network of people who genuinely care for them. These pranks also serve as a gentle reminder not to take oneself too seriously. Amish life, while steeped in faith and discipline, is not without its moments of levity. The humour embedded in these wedding night traditions highlights the balance that the Amish strive to maintain, a life that is spiritually grounded, but also filled with joy and human connection. Moreover, these playful acts are a subtle way of helping the couple transition from single life to marriage. By involving the community in their first moments as a married pair, the newlyweds are reminded that they are never alone in their journey. The laughter and shared experiences that come from these pranks become stories to cherish, weaving the couple's personal narrative into the larger fabric of their community's traditions. The Amish wedding night is a fascinating blend of practicality, symbolism, and humour. Each aspect, from sleeping at the bride's parents' home to tackling chores together and enduring light-hearted pranks, reflects the core values of Amish life. It's not about indulgence or excess, but about grounding the couple's new life in shared effort, community ties, and an enduring sense of humility. While these customs may seem unconventional to outsiders, they are deeply meaningful within the Amish context. They offer insights into a way of life that prioritizes simplicity and interconnectedness over individualistic pursuits. Through these traditions, Amish couples are reminded from the very beginning that marriage is not just about two people, it's about being part of something greater, a family, a community, and a faith that binds them all together. Cultural and religious underpinnings. Walking into an Amish wedding, you won't find sparkling chandeliers, extravagant floral arrangements, or luxurious banquet halls. Instead, the scene is unpretentious, yet deeply meaningful. The setting, often a family home or a neighbour's barn, is arranged with long, sturdy tables draped in simple white cloths, surrounded by plain wooden benches. This minimalism is not an oversight, but a deliberate choice rooted in Amish values of simplicity and humility. For the Amish, ostentation is seen as a distraction from the true purpose of marriage. A wedding is not about showcasing wealth or creating a spectacle. It is about two individuals uniting their lives in the eyes of their faith and their community. The rejection of elaborate traditions, including romanticized wedding nights, aligns perfectly with their worldview. Life, according to the Amish, is to be lived without vanity or excessive indulgence. This belief permeates every aspect of the wedding, from the modest clothing to the straightforward ceremony. This emphasis on simplicity extends to how newlyweds begin their lives together. There are no exotic honeymoons or elaborate celebrations. Instead, they prioritize establishing their household with practicality in mind. The focus shifts from fleeting extravagance to a long-lasting foundation built on shared values. The Amish understanding of marriage is that it is not a moment of grand theatrics, but a lifelong partnership grounded in faith, trust, and mutual responsibility. The humility displayed in these traditions also serves as a reminder that marriage is a gift, not a personal achievement. By stripping away the pomp and ceremony often associated with weddings, the Amish make space for what truly matters, the spiritual and emotional bond that underpins the relationship. This deliberate simplicity makes their weddings and marriages not just events to witness, but experiences that resonate deeply with their values. In Amish culture, marriage is not just a union between two people, it is the joining of families and, by extension, the wider community. This interconnectedness is evident in every detail of Amish weddings, from the preparations to the celebration itself. Family and friends play an active role, not as mere observers, but as participants who help the couple transition into married life. Preparation for the wedding feast, for example, is a massive communal effort. Days before the ceremony, women gather in kitchens and under tents, chopping vegetables, baking pies, and setting tables. Men might be seen assembling extra seating or ensuring the space is ready for hundreds of guests. These acts of service are not viewed as burdens, but as joyous contributions to an event that strengthens the bonds within the community. During the wedding day, the sense of togetherness is palpable. Guests, many of whom have been part of the couple's life since birth, come together to witness the vows and celebrate the new chapter. This shared participation fosters a sense of belonging that is central to Amish identity. When the newlyweds step into their roles as husband and wife, they are surrounded by the love and support of a network that extends far beyond their immediate family. Even after the wedding, this community support remains steadfast. Newlyweds often live with one set of parents or close relatives while they establish their own home. This arrangement not only provides practical help, but also reinforces the idea that marriage is not an isolated experience. It is deeply interwoven with the lives of others. In this way, the couple's success and happiness are seen as a reflection of the community's strength and unity. Community-centered values also come to life through the light-hearted pranks and traditions that friends and family engage in during the wedding night. These playful gestures, like moving furniture or serenading the couple, are more than jokes. They are acts of inclusion. They remind the couple that while they are starting a new chapter, they remain deeply connected to the people around them. This blending of humour, support, and shared joy is a hallmark of Amish weddings and marriages. At the heart of every Amish wedding is a profound devotion to their faith. The Amish live by the Ordnung, a set of unwritten rules that guide their daily lives and shape their beliefs. This devotion is especially evident in their approach to marriage, which they view as a sacred union meant to honour God and uphold the values of their community. Marriage in Amish tradition is not about romantic ideals or personal desires. It is a commitment to live modestly, work diligently, and uphold spiritual principles. The vows exchanged during the wedding ceremony are a solemn promise, not only to each other, but also to the church. These vows are made in the presence of their family, friends, and faith leaders, reinforcing the idea that marriage is a spiritual bond as much as it is a personal relationship. The simplicity of the wedding ceremony reflects these religious values. There are no rings, no ornate decorations, and no grand gestures. Instead, the focus is on the couple's promise to live a life that aligns with their faith. This approach ensures that the true essence of the ceremony remains unclouded by material distractions. The importance of modesty is further reflected in the absence of extravagant wedding attire. The bride wears a dress that, while new, is made in the same style as her everyday clothing. Jewelry, including wedding rings, is avoided to prevent drawing attention to oneself. For the Amish, such symbols are unnecessary. The commitment made through their vows is considered far more meaningful than any physical token. Religious beliefs also influence how the Amish view the wedding night. Unlike the romanticized notions found in popular culture, the Amish see this moment as the beginning of a practical and spiritual journey. By starting their married life in a humble and straightforward manner, the couple affirms their commitment to living according to their faith. This perspective transforms the wedding night from a personal milestone into a collective affirmation of their values and beliefs. The role of faith in Amish weddings extends beyond the couple to the entire community. By participating in the ceremony and supporting the newlyweds, the community reinforces its shared commitment to the Ordnung. This collective devotion creates a strong spiritual foundation not only for the couple, but also for the wider Amish society. In this way, every Amish wedding is both a personal celebration and a reaffirmation of their shared faith. Amish weddings and the traditions that surround them are a testament to the cultural and religious principles that guide Amish life. Through simplicity and humility, they reject the distractions of modern extravagance and focus on what truly matters: faith, community, and shared values. By involving family and friends in every aspect of the celebration, they emphasize the interconnectedness that defines their way of life. And by grounding their marriages in religious devotion, they ensure that each union is not only a personal commitment, but also a spiritual one. These underpinnings make Amish weddings uniquely beautiful. They remind us that the essence of marriage lies not in the grandeur of the celebration, but in the strength of the bonds it creates with one's spouse, one's faith, and one's community. Comparison with non-Amish wedding nights. In much of mainstream culture, the wedding night is often imagined as a deeply intimate and romantic occasion. It's a culmination of the day's celebrations, a private moment where the newlyweds can finally retreat from the crowd and bask in the glow of their love. Popular media and societal expectations often amplify this idea, portraying it as an evening of luxury and intimacy, one that includes candlelit settings, secluded getaways, and lavish accommodations. Privacy is a central element of this romantic ideal. After months or even years of planning, the wedding night becomes a cherished opportunity for couples to be alone, away from the world's demands. For many, it symbolizes the start of their life together, set apart from their families and friends, allowing them to focus solely on each other. The couple's space is often marked by thoughtful details like personalized decor, meaningful gifts, or surprises designed to make the night unforgettable. For some, the wedding night may involve indulgence, perhaps staying in an upscale hotel or enjoying an intimate dinner. The goal is often to create a memory that aligns with the fairy tale quality so often associated with weddings. Even for those who prefer simplicity, the expectation remains the same. The wedding night is meant to be an exclusive moment, steeped in emotion and romance. The romantic ideal is also tied to the broader cultural narrative of weddings. In many traditions, the wedding day itself is a grand affair, with elaborate ceremonies, decadent meals, and detailed attention to every aesthetic aspect. This extends to the wedding night, which is seen as the capstone of the day's events. It's not just about the couple's union, but also about the personal experience of their first night as spouses, a moment crafted to feel special and significant. Yet, as idealized as this portrayal may be, it is far from universal. While the romantic ideal places emphasis on privacy and personal celebration, the Amish approach to the wedding night offers a starkly different perspective, rooted in community, faith, and practicality. The Amish wedding night could not be more different from the romanticized version often celebrated in mainstream culture. For the Amish, this occasion is less about seclusion and personal indulgence and more about community, faith, and shared responsibility. This contrast highlights the unique values that guide Amish life, where simplicity and interconnectedness take precedence over individualistic notions of romance. Rather than retreating to a private setting, Amish couples typically spend their wedding night at the bride's parents' home. This practice, while surprising to outsiders, reflects a deep sense of practicality and humility. For the Amish, marriage is not an escape from the family, but an integration into it. Starting their married life in a familiar environment emphasizes the continuity of family ties and reinforces the support system that will surround the couple in the years to come. Privacy, while valued in other aspects of Amish life, is not the focus of their wedding night. Instead, the emphasis is on the shared experience of transitioning into marriage within the framework of the community. This perspective stems from their understanding of marriage as a union that extends beyond the couple. It is not merely a personal milestone, but a step toward fulfilling roles within their tightly knit social and spiritual network. The absence of elaborate gestures or secluded retreats on the wedding night is consistent with the Amish rejection of excess. Their values are deeply rooted in their ordnung, or set of guidelines, which emphasize living modestly and avoiding worldly temptations. An indulgent wedding night would be seen as unnecessary and possibly distracting from the spiritual significance of marriage. For the Amish, starting their life together in a simple and unembellished way aligns with their belief that true happiness comes from faith and shared effort, not material luxuries. Another significant difference lies in the communal aspect of the Amish wedding night. While the romantic ideal focuses on the couple as a private unit, the Amish experience includes the broader community. Light-hearted pranks and playful serenades by friends and family add an element of joy and humour to the occasion. These traditions serve as a reminder that the couple is not alone in their journey. Instead, they are supported by a network of people who share in their happiness and will continue to be part of their lives. The tasks assigned to the couple on the first morning of their married life further illustrate this contrast. While many non-Amish couples might use the day after their wedding to relax or enjoy their new status as spouses, Amish couples often begin their day with practical chores, such as washing clothes together. Far from being seen as a mundane responsibility, this act is symbolic of their partnership. It sets the tone for a marriage built on cooperation, mutual support, and shared labour. These practical and community-focused aspects of the Amish wedding night challenge conventional notions of romance. They suggest that intimacy and connection can be found not in grand gestures, but in shared experiences and collective joy. The Amish approach highlights the spiritual and relational dimensions of marriage, emphasizing that love is nurtured not through indulgence, but through humility, faith, and service to one another and the community. While the Amish perspective may seem unconventional to those accustomed to the romantic ideal, it offers a compelling alternative. By prioritizing faith and practical responsibilities, Amish traditions underscore the enduring nature of marriage. They focus on what sustains a relationship in the long term: mutual respect, a sense of shared purpose, and the unwavering support of a community. These values may not fit neatly into the romantic narrative, but are, in many ways, just as meaningful, if not more so. The juxtaposition of these two approaches, the romantic ideal and the Amish tradition, reveals much about the cultural and spiritual values that shape how different societies view marriage. While the romantic ideal celebrates individual expression and personal experiences, the Amish perspective places greater importance on collective identity and spiritual purpose. Each approach offers its own insights into what it means to begin a life together, demonstrating that the concept of a special wedding night can take many forms. Ultimately, these differences serve as a reminder that there is no singular way to celebrate marriage. Whether through the quiet intimacy of a secluded retreat or the shared laughter of a community tradition, the essence of the wedding night lies in its meaning to the couple and the culture that surrounds them. By exploring these contrasting traditions, we gain a deeper appreciation for the diverse ways in which love and commitment are honoured across the world. Broader implications of Amish wedding night. Customs. The Amish wedding night, with its understated simplicity and communal orientation, offers a profound glimpse into the values that define Amish life. At its core lies a deep commitment to unity, humility, and mutual support. These principles are not just ideals, but lived realities that shape every aspect of their lives, from how they work and worship to how they celebrate and begin their married journey. Unity within the Amish community is not just about coming together in times of need, but about living as an interconnected whole. The traditions surrounding the wedding night, such as the couple staying at the bride's parents' house, reflect this belief in togetherness. It's a reminder that marriage does not isolate the couple from their families, but instead weaves them even more tightly into the community fabric. Starting their new life surrounded by loved ones reinforces the idea that marriage is a shared endeavour, supported by the strength of collective bonds. Humility is another key theme that runs through Amish wedding customs. Unlike many modern celebrations that focus on grandeur and personal expression, the Amish emphasize modesty in every detail. This humility is particularly evident in the way they treat the wedding night, not as a personal indulgence, but as a continuation of their everyday values. By grounding this special occasion in simplicity and practicality, the Amish demonstrate that even life's most significant milestones can be approached with a spirit of moderation and grace. Community support too plays an essential role. The pranks and serenades from friends, the involvement of family in preparations, and even the morning after tasks all speak to the importance of shared experiences. These traditions ensure that the couple never feels alone in their journey. They are enveloped by a network of people who not only celebrate their union, but also commit to helping sustain it. This communal approach fosters resilience, providing the couple with the resources, emotional, practical, and spiritual, needed to navigate married life. These customs highlight a striking contrast to the individualistic tendencies often seen in other cultures. For the Amish, personal milestones are inseparable from the collective well-being of their community. This interconnectedness is not a constraint, but a source of strength, ensuring that each member contributes to and benefits from the shared life of the group. Through their wedding night traditions, the Amish reaffirm their commitment to these values, creating a foundation of unity and mutual support that will carry the couple forward. While the Amish approach to marriage and the wedding night may seem unconventional to outsiders, it carries valuable lessons for modern society. In a world often dominated by materialism and individualism, the Amish offer a refreshing perspective on what it means to build a meaningful life together. Their emphasis on simplicity, collective responsibility, and shared purpose challenges us to reconsider the values that guide our own relationships and celebrations. One of the most compelling lessons is the power of simplicity. In many modern weddings, the focus often shifts from the couple's commitment to the aesthetics of the event, the venue, the dress, the photos. While these elements can be beautiful, they sometimes overshadow the deeper purpose of the occasion. The Amish remind us that true meaning lies not in outward displays, but in the bonds we form and the values we uphold. By stripping away the excess, they create space for what truly matters: love, faith, and community. Collective responsibility is another principle that resonates strongly. In today's fast-paced, individualistic culture, marriage is often viewed as a private relationship between two people. Yet the Amish demonstrate that marriage is also a communal act, one that relies on the support and involvement of others. Their traditions underscore the idea that we are not meant to navigate life's challenges alone. Whether it's through helping with wedding preparations or offering guidance in the early days of marriage, the community's role is indispensable. This lesson is particularly poignant in a time when many people feel increasingly isolated despite living in a highly connected world. The Amish approach also challenges us to think about the role of practicality in relationships. Modern culture often celebrates grand gestures and romantic ideals, but the Amish focus on shared responsibilities and everyday realities. Washing clothes together on the morning after the wedding may seem mundane, but it sets a powerful precedent for the marriage. It says, "We are in this together, not just in moments of joy, but in the tasks and trials of daily life." This perspective can serve as a reminder that enduring love is built not on fleeting moments of passion, but on consistent acts of care and collaboration. Finally, the Amish wedding night traditions encourage us to embrace community in our own lives. While few of us may want friends to prank us on such an occasion, the broader message is clear. Relationships thrive when they are supported by a strong network. Whether it's family, friends, or a faith community, having people who care about and invest in our well-being can make all the difference. The Amish way of life shows us that community is not just a backdrop to individual success, but an integral part of it. These lessons are not about adopting Amish traditions wholesale, but about reflecting on how their values might inform our own choices. What would it mean to prioritize simplicity over spectacle in our celebrations? How might we create stronger support systems for couples, not just on their wedding day, but throughout their marriage? And how can we cultivate humility and practicality in our relationships, ensuring that love is not just a feeling, but a shared commitment to growth and service? Through their wedding night customs, the Amish offer a vision of marriage that is both deeply traditional and strikingly relevant. They remind us that the most important things in life are often the simplest: a shared meal, a helping hand, a moment of laughter with loved ones. In their quiet, humble way, they demonstrate that love, faith, and community are the cornerstones of a fulfilling life. Lessons that resonate far beyond the boundaries of their world. So, what are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments below.